This video is the third part of a three-part series covering the ground references for the 17 pattern at Dogface. It will cover the straight into runway 17, as well as the breakout from the perch, followed by the re-entry into the pattern through VFR entry. The aircraft is currently on outside downwind just past the swamp, where the entry leg for runway 17 meets outside downwind ground track. If you track your eyes from west to east, you'll see a white line highlighting 92 initial ground track. The second line tracking under the nose of the aircraft is one section line prior to that. Once you're approved for a straight-in at Dogface, you can descend after crossing the section line prior to 92 initial. The section line after 92 initial ground track is straight-in ground track. It's an east-west dirt road that terminates into a north-south dirt road. If the road is surrounded by lakes, you've gone one section line too far and you're probably going to confuse a few people. If you look to the left, you'll see a gravel pad near 92 initial road. This last gravel pad can be used as a point to call 5 miles. The dirt pad slightly closer to the aircraft has a large tower, which also works as a 5-mile reference. As you're turning and descending, clear up and to the left. Inadequate rates of descent to 1,800 feet can lead to some rather minimal traffic separation. As you slow down to configure, start looking to the left for a set of lakes just past the dirt road section line. These small lakes are the 2-mile point for your straight-in. The point at which you start down to the runway is going to vary based on your flap configuration. Before you do, recall that your aim point should be at the threshold of the runway, which is not the first 1,000 feet of yellow chevrons, but the vertical piano key-shaped lines. Highlighted to the right is a large white radome, which is used fairly extensively as a pattern break zone reference. Recall that the Breakout at Dogface is 1,000 feet above normal pattern ground track, or 3,300 feet MSL, and the downwind portion is offset by 1 mile, or 1 section line. Use familiar ground references like the swamp, highlighted to the right of the canopy bow, to orient yourself. Turning a full 90 degrees off of outside downwind ground track is not required on the Breakout, but it is a fairly common technique. If you look to the left and right, you'll see that outside downwind ground track is highlighted with 2 circles. As the aircraft goes into this turn, you can see the swamp underneath the left wing. Looking to the left, you can see the hardball road which makes up 92 initial ground track. The next section line to the north of 92 initial ground track is straight-in ground track. Now, the demo pilot actually makes a mistake here. Don't start descending for your entry into VFR entry before crossing straight-in ground track. If you do, you could potentially cause a traffic conflict between yourself and a person doing a straight-in that hasn't descended yet. Finally, VFR entry is highlighted above the canopy bow. VFR entry looks very similar to straight-in ground track. However, the east-west running dirt road is surrounded by a couple of ponds that can help you differentiate it. Prior to and during your 45-2 initial turn, make sure you clear 92 initial ground track. While you generally have priority here, hitting another airplane even though you're in the right is still the wrong answer.